Now, the Constitution Implementation Oversight Committee this morning met representatives from different ministries ahead of the 27th August deadline for the passage of several bills. KTN's Aaron Ching is at our City Center studio and now joins us with the details. Aaron, let's talk about that August 27th deadline. What are they saying? Is this going to be feasible?
Well, there are several bills that have a deadline of less than 3 weeks from now, the August 27th. That is exactly 5 years after the inauguration or the passing of the current constitution. So those bills have very few time before they are supposed to be implemented. And that's why the Constitution Implementation Oversight Committee of the National Assembly was meeting with different stakeholders to deliberate on these particular bills to see what is the stage that they are in at the moment before they are brought to Parliament to be debated. 9 of the bills, according to the Solicitor General, who was actually representing the Attorney General, are ready, and they were presented to the Majority Leader on Friday, and therefore those bills will be able to be taken to different relevant committees of the National Assembly this coming week. But there are several others which are, according to the Solicitor General, are not yet ready. And the way we are seeing is that probably we're going to see an extension of the deadline of the August 27th in regard to certain bills. But what came out of today's morning meeting was that the gender bill, the one that is supposed to implement the 2/3 principle, came out to be the strongest bill that members of the Constitution Implementation Oversight Committee were interested in, the famously known as the Chepkonga bill, that members are saying that it is being taken for a ride, and they really want to know what is the stage that it is in and whether it will be able to be completed before the 27th of August deadline. So briefly, this is what happened in that committee as things turned out to be a discussion on the 2/3 gender principle in total disregard of the rest of the bills. There, take a look.
The bill that you referred to that Chepkonga brought to the House, which is amending the Political Parties Act, it amends the Election Act, it amends the IEBC Act. That particular bill, as far as we are concerned, covers both the 2/3 gender principle and the marginalized representation of marginalized groups, as far as the executive is concerned. And this is based on the fact that the Supreme Court held, we're well aware of the Supreme Court ruling, about the progressive realization of 2/3. And that is what we sought to incorporate. And subsequent to that Supreme Court ruling, the High Court had compelled the Attorney General to file a bill within 40 days. And this bill that is before the House substantially contains those two.
The Chepkonga bill, the way it's written here and the way we are talking here, I think is not the same. Because 2/3 is not here. Let us speak the truth and be clear. We want actually to know the truth. Because we don't want to be taken a right and say anything view is there, and when we are reaching there, the view is not there. As women, we want to know the truth.
I'm not persuaded that we need to come back here, because actually the issue is fairly straightforward. This bill we received, this is the bill dated 30th April, which I believe is signed by Honorable Chepkonga. Now, CIC received this from the National Assembly. CIC reviewed it, including proposing a change of the name, the title to the bill, because it addresses, we were reviewing it for purposes of addressing Article 100, not for purposes of the 2/3 gender rule.
Looking at the details, it is different from the Chepkonga bill. It is quite, even looking at the substance. So, and you know, these are this is a rather sensitive matter.
Right. That, of course, was the meeting that took place today. Of course, talking about the county, I beg your pardon, of course, the bills that are supposed to be discussed, of course, and debated by the deadline, which is 27th of August. And we still have our Aaron Ochieng. And Aaron, I just have one thing to ask you, and of course, it's in regard to the two-third gender rule. Do you think there's actual political will to make this happen?
Well, according to the members of the Constitution Implementation Committee, they are saying there is a little bit of dilly-dallying in terms of making this bill come out clearly, so that members and even people of the public may be able to know what exactly is entailed in that gender bill. But what came out today clearly is that members are not satisfied with the progress of the executive in regard to the progress of this bill, especially the Chepkonga bill, the amendments that Chepkonga brought to the House. But out of the 9 bills, apart from this gender bill that has elicited a lot of reaction, we're also expecting when the executive would have finished with certain other bills like the community land bill and the energy bill. We are also going to see a lot of interest, especially at the community land bill, where we are going to see what exactly is the proposal of the executive in terms of ensuring that community land is taken care of. You can bet for sure that there is a lot of interest when it comes to community land. And also energy bill, as you are aware, Betty, the country is currently exploiting different minerals in the country, especially in Turkana and some other parts of the country. And the communities that live around there, they would want to see how they will be compensated and how they are going to benefit from the resources that are in their locality. So I'm expecting a little bit of a reaction in these 2 bills, the community land bill and the energy bill, as well as the gender bill, as we have already seen today. Betty.
Right, Aaron Ochieng there from our City Center studio. Thank you very much for